Alright, so welcome back to the WordPress Dashboard Tutorial for Beginners series. And before we dive into the actual dashboard, I'm going to go over WordPress.com and WordPress.org because they are very different from one another, and I think that many people don't realize that there is a difference. So I really wanted to cover this before I dive in and you possibly sign up for a WordPress.com account when in reality WordPress.org is probably what you want, in my opinion. So WordPress.org is self-hosted while WordPress.com is not. So that means WordPress.com will host your website on their platform. Now that means you can use a host like SiteGround or GreenGeeks, for example, and then you can host your own website and have a lot more control over it and a lot more flexibility for your website in the long run. On WordPress.com, you're kind of locked into their platform, and in reality, it's more expensive over time by doing that when comparing it to something like SiteGround or GreenGeeks that you can learn and have a lot more flexibility over for a more affordable price. So WordPress.org just gives you a lot more control over your content overall. And it offers unlimited customization options. To get unlimited customization options with WordPress.com, you have to pay at least $25 a month at the time of this video and use the business plan or their e-commerce plan, their two highest plans, to even get the same functionality that you get with a WordPress.org self-hosted site. So WordPress.com is meant to be very beginner friendly, and I'll say that it is, in my opinion, pretty friendly. And WordPress.com though does not have plugins. Well, in reality, it's very limited. The cheaper plans that are $8 for the premium plan and the personal plan, which is $5, they don't have plugins included. And I'm going to get into that in a little bit, but $25 and up for the business and e-commerce plans are the only way that you're going to get plugins. And what plugins are, if you do not know, are almost like apps on a smartphone. They just give you more power for your website. They give you more flexibility, more options. Let's say you want to have social media icons that people can click. You can do that with a plugin and set it up in a matter of a minute or so. If you want to have something that improves your search engine optimization by default to point you in the right direction on how to optimize your website pages to rank higher in Google, there's plugins that can do that. There's plugins that can speed up your website. They have a lot of power, and in my opinion, without having those on your website, if you're using WordPress, is just a failure of a website. You're not going to be able to have the full functionality and the full power that you can have without having plugins. So WordPress.org requires installing WordPress yourself. And I'm going to go through that process in the next couple videos here about how to sign up for hosting and install WordPress yourself. If you've already done that, you can skip over the next couple videos in this series where I cover that. But I wanted to go through the process for the beginners here that are watching this series and show you how easy it is to actually sign up for a hosting account and install WordPress yourself if that's something that you would like to do. If not, you can just watch the videos and go through the process and learn and use this as a refresher, or maybe do it down the line. But I do want to show you how to do that, and I'll go into that here in the next couple videos.